Welcome to Two Guys, Two Questions, a chaotic, unscripted podcast.
Yeah, surprise questions with no prep.
I'm Ryan Keaton, a real estate guy who's happiest with an ocean view.
And I'm Jarrod Greer, a retro toy fanatic / loather who may or may not have a Batman cape within arm's reach right now.
You definitely do.
You don't know that.
From alligators to vibrators, superheroes to existential crisis, we cover it all.
Plus, every month we'll bring in a mystery guest and try to keep things extra unpredictable.
So if you like spontaneous conversations, French bulldogs stealing the show, and two guys who think they're funnier than they probably are, then you're in the right place.
Yep, well, enough of this. Let's do this. Two Guys, Two Questions starts now.
All right. Fuck it. What's up, Ryan?
What's going on, man? It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been like, I feel like it's been months, but it's been just like 2 weeks, I think, right?
Yeah, at least.
Did we miss 2 weeks? You
yeah,
were gone for like 10 days.
I was gone for 2 days, 10 days. So. Went to Costa Rica.
Yep.
It was absolutely amazing.
Did you bring me back a snake?
Saw some snakes. I sent you a picture of the snake there. So
Got one.
But it was fantastic. We were apparently you all had a little snow dusting while we were gone that the kids sent me some pictures and videos of.
We did. You're right.
I was the day they sent that, I had spent about 2 or 3 hours on a jet ski out in the middle of the ocean. Yeah. And then right after that we went on an ATV tour going through the jungle and some rivers, and I mean our weather was fantastic. So
did you organize those trips separately from the main part of the trip, or?
We just essentially did an excursion after we got there. And
when you check into the hotel, they said, "Hey, you want to go off into the woods?"
They had a company on site that did all kinds of excursions, but they were about 3 times what you could find them if you just walked the beach and talked to a few people. And Costa Rica all of their beaches are public.
Okay.
So, and they have to have, even the resorts have to have access for the public if they want to walk through their resort and get over to the beach. So what you had all these people that were local people that did these excursions literally right at the edge of the thing and would hit you as you go down. So we actually ended up meeting the people we ended up going on tour with were Americans. Yeah. Or they were brothers that were born in Costa Rica. One never left Costa Rica. The other one had left for most of his young life. He's probably about 20 in his mid-20s, and he had moved back to work with his brother on the business they were doing. So that's who we ended up going with.
Yeah. Did you, were you, cared for as a tourist, or were you just out there fending for yourself saying, fuck it, let's go?
No,
were you out there mixing it up with the locals?
Well, yeah. So we definitely did get to meet. So obviously whenever we were doing the jet skis, we were just out there with a guide that was kind of taking us to see things, which was kind of cool because we went around. He took us to this little kind of private little secluded area, and he was like, hang here for a minute, go ahead and just get off the jet skis, walk on the beach. I'll be back in just a couple minutes. And he'd kind of walked into the little clearing a little bit, and he's like, come back here. I got what you want. And here was 15, 20 monkeys just coming up, and we had brought fruit, hoping to get it. So they literally just come over and grab a piece of fruit.
So he walked back there and he said, yo, monkeys, come here.
Pretty much. Yeah. He was the monkey whisperer.
Yeah. They got bananas.
I tell you, the funniest thing, because of course these are wild monkeys, right? Yeah. But they are...
they're used to you.
Yes. So the funniest thing was that she had a piece of watermelon. Monkey came down, took the watermelon out of her hand real gently, grabbed it, put it to his mouth like this, and made like a fuck that face, and dropped it like a mic. And I got that on video. I happened to just be recording her whenever he did that, but it was funny. He just dropped it. He wanted nothing to do with the watermelon.
Well, fuck.
So
cool.
they
go to Costa Rica. Sounds like.
Yeah, it was very cool. We ended up not going over. We were going to do a rainforest tour. Even looked into doing a nighttime tour, but it was I think it was like almost $1,200 to 2 or 3 hour nighttime tours. So we were like, well, we don't.
But wasn't the trip overall pretty cheap? Seems like I remember you telling me that it was.
We spent around $8,000 with flights and everything. So for 10
days,
all inclusive, and I mean alcohol, everything was all in it.
Was the food decent? Because usually, like the few all inclusive experiences I've had, the food was what I think a lot of people would consider decent, but I sure didn't.
Now there was so they had a buffet type of setting that you could go in pretty much at all times, and it was pretty good. It was not super high end, but it was definitely a much more elevated type of buffet. Okay. It was pretty good. But then they had several private restaurants that you basically could just walk into. So those were really good. I mean, they had a really good hibachi. They had a steak. They had probably we found one area that was kind of our favorite restaurant that, I mean, I ate steak there probably 3 nights.
No danger coming and going on and off the resort out in town, whatever. They didn't say, hey, don't go over to the east side of town. Or
no, because I mean, Costa Rica's pretty
much cool, right?
Yeah, it's a cool spot. And we left the campus, I guess, probably 2 or 3 times. People were just freaking amazing. You expect that when you go to the resort, right? And they're supposed to be good. But I mean, from the airport, transportation from the airport, all the people we met at the airport, we went into a couple of little cities and met people there, and they were amazing.
So did you feel like there were, like when I went to Mexico, I felt like every time I turned a corner, somebody was going to hit me up for some kind of hustle. Yeah. Is it like that?
The hustle was more when we were on site.
Oh, really?
Because it was either somebody wanting you to meet with them to get some type of vacation rewards, or that was the challenge of going down to the beach, was that those people every time. Now, kudos to these people. A lot of times when you come down, they would just like introduce themselves and and say a little hello and say, hey, we got stuff if you want it. And then from that point forward, good on those dudes, man, because their fucking memory was amazing. Because every time I would even get them remotely close, it's like, Ryan, man, you want to take it? And I'm like, what? Dixie, how about you? You want to go? And I was like, so that was kind of impressive.
Never tell them your name, Ryan.
But yeah, I mean, it was, they weren't, they definitely wanted to make sure you knew that they had stuff to sell, but it wasn't like, I've been to other countries, and Mexico's really bad for that, to where they won't let go of you.
Leaving the airport, I felt like I was going to be accosted just by somebody who was trying to give me a fucking taxi ride, Yeah. It was just like, man, every time you turn a corner, it was somebody trying to sell you something or hustle you out of a dollar somehow.
Yeah, and I did not feel that way in Costa Rica at all. And we went into a couple of local stores, and most of them all pretty much everybody kind of knew a little bit of English. And, it was funny because whenever they would, they'd have a little computer there, they'd put in blah, blah, blah. They'd scan all your stuff. And, we got some things like, probably 4 or 5 little sodas, a couple of Red Bull, whatever it was at this store. And it pops up there and it's like 18,900 And I'm like, can we do American? And she's like, oh yeah, $17.20. It's like,
so overall, was it pretty cheap though? Or was $17, whatever it was it?
I felt like it was fairly cheap because we got 4 Red Bulls, a Pepsi, and
that's
4 bags of candy.
Yeah.
Little bags of candy. So, I mean, I felt like it was pretty reasonable. Now, I had forgotten my sunglasses. So we went into the thing, and I was prepared to pay $200-300 for a decent pair of sunglasses, and knew they were going to be a little overpriced. And they had some Ray-Bans there, and I was like, well, you know what? I knew the Ray-Bans that I was looking at was probably about a $200 pair. I was like, if they're $300, whatever. Yeah. $650.
Holy shit.
So I was like, I didn't have sunglasses for the trip.
So the difference in you and I is I went to Florida a couple weeks ago. Have we talked since then?
No.
Maybe. Anyway, I got down there without sunglasses, and I went to a flea market and bought myself a $5 pair of Croakleys.
Well, that's the thing, is that if there would have been an option to go to then, or an offsite store, and we went to a couple different places and they just didn't have any. So luckily just the whole setup was so good that, I mean, there was places to kind of get in the shade and do things. So it didn't bother me too bad.
Yeah, I found out why I usually keep sunglasses in my backpack, because somewhere along the line I had thrown them out of my backpack and went like, oh, what the fuck do I need these for here? Because in the fall in eastern Kentucky, there's not much fucking reason to have sunglasses in your backpack. But anyway.
I did have a couple, so obviously we're traveling in a different country. So we got, I would say the ratio of Americans to others was probably about 60% Americans, 40% other countries, Africa, everywhere. Yeah. And of course, we met a lot of people, talked to a lot of people, and got to find out some really good, interesting perspectives. We got on a bus one time, kind of getting a ride back to our room, and there was like some Europeans on there, and I could tell by their dialect. And there was 3 or 4 that were from Europe and 1 from Denmark. And the bus, the guy driving, and everybody's just friendly. It's like, oh, where are you from? Like, we're from the States and from Kentucky, and then all of a sudden the guy from Denmark goes, oh, American, orange clown. I was like, and then the Europeans are like, oh my God, we're so sorry, or whatever. And it's like, okay, it's whatever. But he got the biggest kick out of that. I mean, he's really nice, but he was just like, Americans, you.
Yeah, we're on a wild ride here, folks.
And then probably one of the funnest was we were at we kind of got in this little preferred area to where we had a private bar with, 6 or 8 other people. And 2 of them were Canadians, and they were basically drinking scotch, and had said that once they heard I was from Kentucky, they were like, oh my God, I wish we could still get bourbon. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't get bourbon? I was like, oh, the tariffs. And they're like, yep, the tariffs. Because what they'd done in Canada was...
They just said, fuck it, didn't they?
They said, fuck it, we're not even going to sell it.
Yeah.
Just pulled it off the shelves. So we're like, instead of passing it on to their people like most, they were just like, we just won't buy it, and just roll with that. So they were excited to be away from vacation, where they could get a little bit of... They were just talking about hoarding their Maker's Mark, to where they would take like half of a finger and drink it just to keep it, and it finally ran out. And I'm like... So, I guess we forget and get reminded of how good we got it, but yet what we're doing to some other areas was interesting.
So I guess I hadn't really thought about this, but I guess since we've recorded, I went to Florida as well. I went down there to try to catch a snake or 2 and didn't really have much fucking luck. But me and Jackson, my son, and Katrina went down and hung out for better part of a week and just fucked off and did nothing except went to a flea market and cruised back roads looking for snakes and didn't really find very many and did really nothing exciting, man. I don't even have a good fucking Florida story to tell.
No snakes. And he didn't find any good stuff in his flea market?
We went to a flea market and he bought he bought a whole fucking suitcase full of shit. That's what he did. He took an empty suitcase down when we went so he could fly home with it full. And that worked out for him. He spent, and I tell you what, it was fun watching Jackson. I guess at a flea market, just out making his own deals and his own hustles, and he's just out shopping and picking and negotiating with people. And he don't negotiate very much. I think the younger generation just doesn't negotiate.
Yeah, no,
just not in his deal. And
they found that rude. I think.
I don't negotiate at stores. Like, I just don't do it. I'd never do it. But I feel like the flea market is the place you negotiate. If there is a place in the world, you're going to haggle over $10 on a fucking riding lawnmower at the flea market.
But how many 20-year-olds are at those flea markets running the shops?
Not many. Yeah, I guess. But, Jackson, if somebody tells him $10 for something, he's either going to buy it or he's not. He's not going to offer him $8,
Yeah.
So that was kind of weird to me because he bought a bunch of Carhartts off of guy, which I guess it's good to go to Florida to buy Carhartts because nobody down there fucking needs them. Yeah. So he bought a bunch of Carhartts at a Florida flea market, and he said that was the bulk of his business right now was Carhartt coats.
So makes sense.
Anyway, so that wasn't very exciting. Since you were gone, I I went to North Carolina last week and bought. I haven't showed them to you yet. I bought 35 new snakes, and 20 of them are over 10 feet. I mean, it's all big motherfuckers. They're all fucking massive, and it's all reticulated and Burmese pythons. And I have no idea why I bought them, other than it was a good deal. And I realized today that my sickness has got the best of me at this point. I got this signed up for this software where you put all the snakes in, track their feeding and all that shit. And I haven't even got them. Katrina's been working diligently trying to get them all put into the system, but we're over 500 animals in the system already. and we're not done. And today I went, this has to stop somehow.
Somebody needs to put a governor on you.
Yeah. So I got to quit sitting here at 1 a.m, impulse shopping on the internet for snakes. And then people got to quit making me deals because I'm a sucker for a good deal.
Well, the easiest way to not find deals
is don't look.
Is don't be out there looking.
I know. I know it.
Just be building an app or doing something.
But since like, I think I really started keeping snakes like on the regular in like 1992. And probably since 1992, I've had a couple stints where I've went 3 to 5 years without any snakes. Hold on, I'm just going to... Katrina just sent me a text of JR sitting outside the locked door here. He's just
sitting there pouting.
He just posted up pouting right on the other side of the door. Anyway, I've went, several years at a time without snakes, but I've definitely had stints where I've got rid of everything, and then I've had stints where my sickness has gotten the best of me, and I think that's where I'm at. I had a self-realization moment today of what the fuck have I done? And now I got to figure out what to do about it. And the answer is deal with it, I guess. Nothing.
Sell them.
It's not, start selling them, which I'm happy to do.
Stop buying, start selling.
Start going the other fucking direction. We're getting close to, getting close to the holidays here, Thanksgiving. And normally speaking, like some of the adult colubrid snakes, that's North American stuff, what I'd put down for hibernation on Thanksgiving. And I went ahead and put them down about 2 weeks early, a couple weeks ago, so I could have a break from the damn food bill. So all that stuff's down for hibernation, but then I decided today I don't know what I'm going to do with them when I bring them out of hibernation. I don't even have, I'll have to have them in this room. I literally have snakes in every room of this house except this room and my bedroom. And that's fucked up. My crazy has gone crazy. Anyway, we're getting close to Christmas, and or at least let's say the holidays.
Yep.
And I know you've been in a warmer climate, so you're not thinking a fucking thing about this.
Yeah.
But I thought about this tonight as I'm driving up Route 5 an hour ago, and somebody has decorated their house, and it is fucking like Chevy Chase.
Yep.
Christmas Vacation style shit. I mean, they have lights. They have a quarter-mile driveway, and the whole driveway's got lights all down it and shit. And I was thinking about this with you. What's your... I don't know if this turns out to be my real question, but let's see where this goes.
Okay.
What's your level, I guess, of general holiday festiveness? And I'm not just saying this year, but like, are you a Christmas person in general? And then, as an aside, how does it affect the people around you that you're either one extreme or the other, or are you an in the middle kind of guy?
Yeah. No, I am. Christmas is my favorite time of year, period. I mean,
full stop,
family-wise.
period?
I mean,
Okay.
Obviously, I want the summer and all that good stuff. But, I mean, I absolutely love Christmas. Nothing makes me happier than having the kids around, buying gifts, and trying to think of things that I mean, I'm very much, whenever I give a gift, I it's never thoughtless.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh shit, yeah, I got to get Jarrod a gift. If I get Jarrod a gift, I'm going to think about what would really
snake.
make Jarrod happy, or like, what can I do to make his life easier with the snakes? Self snake feeder. So no, I love Christmas. I love having stuff up. We're actually putting our Christmas stuff up because we were gone.
That's where I was getting.
It's going up this weekend.
Okay, yeah. Yep. So you're put it up around middle of November.
The Christmas, we do the even after the kids have grown, we've done we got the Elf on the Shelf. Whenever Tristan was younger, we still do Elf on the Shelf now, and we'll take pictures and send it. And I'm extravagant. I mean, like getting the leaf blower out and blowing Barbies around and leaves. I pull in leaves from outside. We get pretty extravagant with the Elfster, and then we'll send it to the grandkids. Like, look what
What's the elf's name? Is it Elfster?
No, it is. Is it Holly?
Don't have it. I don't know.
I think it's Holly.
Okay, put you on the spot. Don't have a good name.
But yeah, so but no, that'll be the big thing. Now, I would love to have outside lights, but I am not the type of person that's going to go out and put those outside lights up.
Well, I'm not either, but I saw a service that does it. Have you seen this?
Have not seen the service. Yep. So I'll tell you what we do is I have went and got a bunch, 2 or 3, maybe 4 of like the different things that'll flash up on your house.
Oh, yeah.
So I've got a Santa that goes that is a projector up onto my house. I've got lights and all this different stuff that kind of moves, which will be cool for the baby coming in and all that good stuff. So, our Christmas tree lights and dances and plays music, and I've got a full 6-foot life-size Jack Skellington animatronic doll that we put beside the tree. So yeah, I'd love Christmas is my jam.
So I'm sort of exactly the opposite. Like
that doesn't shock me.
I don't know. I get very Christmassy 4 days before Christmas.
Yeah,
or 5. And usually at that point I go, fuck, I've waited too long to do anything or whatever. But if I put the shit up in November, I'd burn it down by Thanksgiving. I would hate it by Thanksgiving. I think I just have a very short attention span for Christmas. I do like, that you get to see, you get family together or whatever, like all that. And I think mostly the thing that pisses me off about Christmas is I never can make it this, I guess, idyllic thing that I think it ought to be. I'm never going to have a turkey in the oven and a full cast of family and friends around for Thanksgiving dinner or for Christmas dinner, and then I'm never going to have a fucking Christmas tree in my house because the dogs would eat it or some shit.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing is that ever since I was young, it is now. I have a really funny Christmas routine. So my family does everything on Christmas Eve. So, and then, my kids are, have their moms. So they usually did stuff with their mom on Christmas Day. So Christmas Eve, though, was we would wake up in the morning, and this was before, we kind of got our stuff. So we'd wake up in the morning. We would do our Christmas on Christmas Eve, just like Santa. Santa came, he left his mess, done the cookies, all that good stuff on Christmas Eve. And then about 12:30, 1 o'clock, we would go to my mom's, and then we'd be there for about 4 or 5 hours doing Christmas. And then right after that, we would all pick up. So it's everybody going together.
Yeah.
We're still together, but then we would do, Christmas Eve with my grandmother, which was all the family. So, and then once I came home Christmas Eve night, for me, Christmas was done. So Christmas Day was I'd wake up, I would basically start drinking Christmassy type of drinks, watch Christmas movies all day.
So you're day drinking and watching National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Exactly. Okay. Every single Christmas. And I mean, I've done that for decades, and that's kind of been my routine for Christmas Day. So I just love that, and then, like you said, and then you have losses and things change. I mean, last year we didn't end up having the Christmas Eve with my grandmother's side of things. There's a couple of them filtered into my mom. So that change I hate, because it's just that, to me, that routine, that was the one safe place that you just always knew was going to be that way. The kids know it. The kids, one way or another, always try to figure out a way they got to be there for Dad. This is, I don't ask a whole lot of them, but fucking Christmas Eve, it's almost a demand if possible. And now you're dealing with work and they're adults, and you got to get more creative with it.
Fucking harder. One year I had all my employees on the schedule at some point because I wanted to. It was really important to me at one year to try to have all of our employees together for a Christmas dinner. That was such a colossal fucking failure, and I left mad because, you know, people don't come or whatever, you know. Yeah. Anyway, it pissed me off, so I said, fuck it, I ain't doing it again. So I turn into a Scrooge a lot because I want to be Christmassy, but it never goes the way I think it should, or it's never right in my head. So it comes across just as a grumpy old pissed off guy.
I always love Christmas, but I'm sure there's probably some level of the Griswold because that's very much how I'm not as extreme as him, but that's very much how I look at Christmas. Is like, oh, I just want to have all the family here, and I want to do that. And then once all the family's there, you're like,
what the fuck have I done?
Yeah. But I love it, even though it's aggravating because that to me is everything.
All right. Well, that was just a fleeting thought on my way here. One other thing I want to talk about, and this is not a question. Do you remember the other day I texted you and said, I've got some fucking opinions?
Yeah.
Okay. I got to tell you this story. And I don't even know where to go with this other than you and I probably have a new business adventure now. So I got a call. Nobody's ever going to listen to this anyway. Fuck it. Anyway. So I got a call the other day from a realtor who is in your realty group, kind of. Not necessarily in your group, but with not with your group, and not like in your office, but with their billboards say the same shit as yours. Anyway, I don't even know how. Oh, they called the store, and the guy from the store called me and said, "You want to call this lady? She's got a deal for you." I said, "Okay." So I called her, and she said, "Well, I'm cleaning out a house that I'm about to list, and there's a bunch of Star Wars toys in the attic. And I don't know what to do with them. She said, I think they're probably worth some money. If you'll just come over. She said, I don't really want real money for them. Just come over and give me a couple $100 and you can have them all. And I said, are they old like 90s or old like 70s? And she said, well, I think they're old like 70s, maybe even 60s. And I said, well, Star Wars didn't come around until 77, so they're probably from the 70s. Yeah. So anyway, I go over there and I pull into the driveway. That's my immediate first impression. I pull into the driveway. And there's a huge dumpster in the driveway, and laying on top of it is a fucking, toy nerds will know what this is, a Shogun Godzilla, which is a 2-foot Godzilla from 1977. They're $300 to $500 all day long, laying right on top of the goddamn dumpster. They just chucked it out the window, and there it laid. And I thought, oh, my God. So I immediately start digging in the dumpster. Yeah. I pull the Godzilla out and a bunch of other shit. I go in. And I'm greeted by this lady, and I said, well, what's the stuff in the dumpster? She said, oh, it's garbage. I said, so I can have it? Oh, yeah, anything in there you want, you can have. I said, well, let me look here for a while before we go in. So spend some time doing that, go in. She's got the Star Wars toys there, got them all boxed up, and she said, now, well, since we talked, I started looking some things up, and like, I don't know. You're welcome to make me an offer, and we'll see if we can get somewhere on it. So I said, well, I get it. Let me look around. So I look through it, go through the house, find a bunch of other shit I want. There's a ton of stuff in here I would pay money for. And in the end, I ended up paying her $1,000 for the Star Wars and some Dr. Seuss stuff. Did she own the property? No, that's where I'm getting with this.
That's bullshit.
Wait a minute. I said, so tell me the story. How's this happen? And she said, well, when I get a listing, we propose to them, if there's still stuff in the house or if they've inherited the house, we propose to them that we will do the clean out for the of the property, and we only charge them a flat fee to do it, and it's attractive to people because they don't have to pay us until closing, and we take our money off the closing, so they don't have to have any upfront money or any of that. Mm-hmm. And she said we do it very reasonable. I did this house for $6,000. And I'm just stunned, and I'm trying to soak this up a little bit. So these people paid $6,000 to have you throw their good shit away.
And then you're
going to sell me $1,000 worth of shit. And she said, well, I have it in the contract that I can throw whatever I want away. I don't have to mess with it. And she said, I'll probably give the seller's a portion of the money I make off of it or whatever.
But they didn't do anything. Besides make a phone call.
But I was like, Okay, first off, had you called me earlier, because they'd already thrown away, the dumpster was full.
Yeah, so who knows
Had you
what
called
you
me,
missed.
who knows what was down in there, and it was pouring the rain, everything was wet, so if it wasn't plastic, it wasn't worth digging out. But, like, Jackson, my son, would have killed to have went through clothes and stuff there, and she said, well, we either threw those away or sent them to Goodwill or whatever. I mean, just looking outside, looking in, this is a house that I probably would have paid $6,000 to $10,000 to clean out.
Yeah. And you just, part of that would have been the fee for the dumpster for what you didn't need, and you get what you want out of there. And
yeah. And I'm like, how often, and what got me was, number one, I guess that's ethical. I don't know where the ethics is in that as a realtor. Number two, who the fuck does that? Who the fuck says I'll pay you $6,000 to throw all my shit away?
I can't imagine.
But she acts like she does a lot of them.
Yeah.
And number 3 or 4 or D or F or C or whatever the fuck, why aren't we doing this, Ryan? Why aren't you charging people $6,000 or $8,000 on the front end or at the closing, and I'll go fucking tell you what I'll pay you for the shit that's in there, and I'll clean it out.
Yeah, I can tell you, I've not offered that service, but I don't know that I've ran into that. I mean, that may be something that happens once or twice a year. I can't imagine a world where somebody would want to pay $6,000. You know, most times it is difficult for me to get them to clean out their own trash. And
now I have no doubt that this woman probably put in some time to throw away a lot of bullshit.
Oh yeah.
But there was enough good. That's what I do for a living, is throw away your bullshit to get your good shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
your money's in the margins of what what you're spending. Yeah.
Yeah. If there's $10,000 worth of shit there, and I think it's going to cost me $3 to fucking get rid of the garbage, and the labor and all that shit, then I'm going to be in the 7 range or whatever. Yeah. You know. Actually.
And then how long does it take me to recoup that 7?
Right,
does that make sense? You know. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. So. Anyway, I don't know. I was real pissed off about it today. I don't know if I was more pissed off for the people or if I was more pissed off that it wasn't me doing it.
How big was the house? Was it like a 4,000 or 5,000 square foot house?
No. This is like maybe a 2,000 square foot house. It's not as big as this house, I don't think. But I assume, here's what I assume. I assume somebody inherited this property when their parents died or their mom died.
It sounds like an estate.
And they live away from here. This is all assumption on my part, is that they live in fucking Wisconsin. And they contacted a realtor here and says, can you list the house? And they said, yeah, we'll list the house, but do you know it's full of shit, right? And they said, well, can you find somebody to deal with the shit? And they said, well, we can do that for $6,000.
Yeah.
That's what I envision happens. I don't know. I just like, how the fuck did I get in on this racket?
Yeah, that's. I'm trying to figure out how they came up with that number, because most times what happens with
it costs $300 to rent a fucking dumpster for a week.
And if you paid 3 people $20 an hour, and they work 2 days, 20 hours. I mean, you're out $1,200 there.
Yeah.
$1,500 you're all in, and the house is cleared out. So $3,500 of profit just for offering. So or $4,500. Yeah. So I don't know, man. It'll definitely be something that I'll be considering. I don't know that I could personally.
Do you ever get listings that the house is full of shit, and they say, well, that shit goes with the house or whatever?
No. That's what I say. That just doesn't happen most times. And now
this woman acted like she does it a lot. I don't know.
I don't deal with a lot of estates, and we can talk offline about who it is, and I can tell you whether they do a lot of them or not. Because
yeah. And Lord, honey, if you're listening to this, just keep calling me. I'm sorry, I'm not shit talking to you.
No, God, no.
I told her next time she'll call me the day she gets it. I said, they'll pay you $6,000. I'll pay you more, and I'll do it myself.
I'll give you 7 and you go away.
I'll cut you out of the equation. You can sell the damn house. Anyway, and she was nice enough and all that. I shouldn't. I'm in no way shit talking her, but at the same time, it really got me that, like,
yeah, I just think it's a shame that they just like, hey, if you want to come get the stuff, I don't need, give me a couple $100, and then oh wait, I'm giving you too much.
That was kind of shitty.
Because here's the thing: is that stuff's only worth $500 ish, $350, whatever that thing is. If you put it out there, you find a buyer. Now you've got people that's working. You got your websites that you're paying all the fees to ship, blah 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 blah. And the holding time. So, it may be worth $350, but even if you get it for $100, you've made $150 you've made off of it by the time you have all your expenses involved.
Yeah, the margins on, even if you get an extraordinarily good deal on vintage toys, there's a lot of work that goes into cleaning them up, getting them ready to take to market, and actually finding a buyer for them. Yeah. I mean, sometimes I've got shit sitting on my shelves that's been sitting there for 3 years, but eventually some guy will come in and go, "Oh, I fucking need that," So
that's what you're banking on.
Yeah, that's the hope anyway.
That's your retirement says it better work.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's the two things that I've been on my mind lately. So what you got?
That's interesting. I don't know why this popped in my head, but one of the things I was kind of thinking about that I thought would be interesting, what do you think is something that is commonplace right now that 20 years from now is not going to age well?
Oh.
Either a fad or hairdo, something that basically that is very, very common, because it's easy for us to look back on, okay, what was like 90s or 2000s and go, that didn't look the same as it does now. What do you think that is now, or what maybe was some fad or something that we do we would just look back?
As I sat here scratching my face, I'm going to say beards.
I'm just curious what you think is just going to be so crazy outdated that we're just like, I can't believe you all did that.
It's got to be something tech related, there's probably 1,000 things, honestly.
The phone's an easy one, right? Like for us, it's like, what? Because we lived without cell phones. Yeah. We came through the evolution of cell phone. We came through the evolution of internet.
How long do you think it is before somebody goes, "You're still carrying a phone?
Yeah.
You don't have the fucking neural transmitter.
You don't have the chip."
Yeah. You can't telepathically communicate with Ryan. What the fuck?
That'd be kind of cool. One less device.
Yeah. I don't know. There's got to be 1,000 things, Ryan. There really does. Nothing jumps out really quick at me that I think. I think possibly this setup here, where you're sitting at a desk in front of a full computer and all that sort of shit. Mm-hmm. I think everything's getting smaller. People still laugh at me because I won't hardly use a laptop.
Really?
I hate fucking laptop computers.
See, I hate desktop.
Do you? Yeah. This is what I need: a desktop with 2 fucking monitors. And the bigger screens, the better, because I'm old and blind and crotchety, and I don't like trying to type on little things.
Can you type? Actual type?
Listen, I can type really fast, but with about 3 fingers. I never learned.
You never learned like that?
I never learned like where your fingers are supposed to be on a keyboard.
Oh, yeah. Dixie laughs at me because I can type and I'm like, but I'm all like, I know how to type, actual real typing.
Well, when I was in high school, typing was a class. You could take the typing. Shout out to all the fucking dudes that fucked our typing teacher. But was that out loud? Sorry. Anyway, I never took typing, so I didn't get to.
I learned how to type on an actual typewriter.
Well, that's what it was. When I was in high school, they had typewriters, and you went and typed. And I thought, well, what the fuck would I ever need to type for? And then I didn't really get into computers until I was a freshman in college. And my dad bought me a computer when I was going away to college because, there's computers, there's home PCs. This is 1994, kids. And then I got in college and got the internet and saw porn on the internet probably or something. And and it was all over from there. But so I learned to type really fast with just Jarrod typing, whatever that is. And I use a lot of fingers. I probably. What she said. I probably use 6 fingers to type, but
ain't got quite the other ones involved.
Yeah, no, I don't know how to do that thing. So, do you still type correctly?
Oh yeah,
yeah. By the book.
Yeah, I
when you sit down,
I will make some mistakes, but I know when I make a mistake, and I can go back and fix it. And
you don't watch yourself type. No. That's the thing with me. I have to watch myself type.
No, I can be talking and doing this and just going right on.
Now I can type like an adding machine, like 9-key or whatever. I can do that fast. I can enter numbers all day long without looking at it or whatever. But, but to type my name, I have to look at the fucking keys. Man, that's something I wish I did know how to do.
It's a good skill set to have. I mean, I don't know that there's.
I don't think my kid knows how to type. Like, I don't think that's something they teach in school anymore.
Well, no, because I mean, it's all thumbs or there's dictation. I mean, there's. I was looking at a tool today that I'm considering. It's basically something that just records everything. So that way you could go back and basically it'll just record your day, and then you go back and go, oh, at 3:00 you mentioned that you need to have an appointment at 4. Well, I'll go ahead and put that on the calendar. And I mean, it's basically an AI tool.
2 things about that. Number one, Jackson told me the other day we carried a big snake in the house, and it took 3 people to get this fucking bitch in the house and in a cage. And Jackson, after we got her in the cage, Jackson went, "You need to get a pair of meta glasses," and I think that's what he said.
Yeah,
and just wear them all day long. Because everything you do is cool content. He said, just wear those glasses, record everything. And then the other story I'll tell you is at the con last year, we lost this autographed item that belonged to somebody that we were supposed to get it done for them. Anyway, so we're searching through everything. And Katrina called the guy that does our autograph authentication who was wearing those glasses that day. And he was able to say, "You put it in this box," because he went back to the fucking film that day
and watched it.
And he was in that room when it happened. And
you found it in that box?
Yeah, he authenticated it, and somebody picked it up and put it over there. And he's like, "That's where it went. I can tell you that." And that was the coolest fucking thing that I had seen happen with those.
Because it's probably still in that box.
It is.
At least you know which box it's in, but I'm saying you would know, you probably still have no clue at this point.
Yeah. Just his ability to go back, let's watch the tape. That's a good word. I don't know if the kids know what tape is now.
They probably do not.
I don't know. Anyway, I can't, nothing else really comes to my mind that will be stupid in 20 years. Side note, back up, rewind. I can type with my thumbs without looking. I just thought of
this little deal on the phone.
On the phone, I can type with my thumbs, and it be. Now I don't know how much of that is auto correcting as I go because my phone knows that my thumbs are fat.
Yeah,
but I can do that without looking. Yet I have to watch when I type. That is fucked up.
Yeah, that is fucked up.
Man.
You're like the kids.
I mean, so I know where the keys are. Obviously,
I've watched Tristan before just stick her hand in her pocket and just do something, and then she sends me a text like, we're bad parenting is what it is, making fun of somebody.
Yeah,
and she was like, "Dad, you gotta look over this jackass."
Yeah,
and she's never taken her phone out of her pocket, and she'll just kind of look at me and kind of smile, and I'm like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
So I guess I know I have seen that in action of what you're talking about.
Yeah. When I was in high school, we thought everybody was going to have flying cars by now.
Yeah.
And I did see, I don't know if you saw this on the news the other day, Uber is about to launch the little planes. Now, one thing I never did hear, are those autonomous or are there pilots in those?
That I'm not sure. I think they're supposed to be either autonomous or
is that the right word? I think it is. Yeah. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy cool to me.
Yeah.
And they said
I would love to see that.
They go 200 mile an hour, and
Yeah.
I'll take you from here to. Man, I would use that shit if I could go get in my own little personal fucking jet and go to fucking Cincinnati instead of driving.
And be there in like 45 minutes or an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so awesome.
I'm in.
I would go so many more places. I mean, how cool would that be to be able to get something like that and be
beckon a fucking plane on your phone? Well, actually, I guess a regular. I think they said if you do it, a regular Uber comes to your location, picks you up, and takes you to the
launch site,
launch pad, or whatever the Verdi jet pad or whatever.
It'll take. I mean, it'll be 50 years before we have it here. I mean, if it gets launched in 5 years somewhere else, we'll get it in 50.
And we'll go to LA and try it.
Yeah.
I did see the driverless taxis in L.A. everywhere, and that fucked with me. Just walking down the street and go, well, there's nobody driving that car.
I tell you what,
and nobody in it.
One of the things that we saw a lot of down in Miami was Waymo.
Yeah.
And that tickled Dixie to death. There was one time where we were down there, we had nothing else to do, and she was just like, I just want to see how it does. And it's going through traffic and crossing the street, and it would bump, and if it would stand there, it would stop.
Have we talked about my theory with Jackson not having a driver's license in those?
I don't know.
Okay, so
if that's got to do with Waymo.
So obviously you can get a Waymo if you don't have a driver's license, right? Why can't Jackson go buy a self-driving Tesla without a driver's license and drive and have it take his ass to work every day? And how long before that's a thing?
I think that's probably realistically more a thing here before long. That may be something that in 20 years they're going, what? You actually fucking drove your own car?
Yeah,
Are you kidding me?
You had to have a license to tell your car where to take you?
You can't just get in and tell it.
Yeah.
But that seems much more reasonable and probably a hell of a lot safer.
Yeah. And that is truly an option for, if Jackson lived in Miami, he could take Waymos every fucking where and not have to deal with a smelly Uber driver.
That's pretty wild.
But why can't he buy his own fucking Waymo and tell it to take him to work every day?
Well, because I don't know that they're for anything but that use right now,
well, right? But I think in the eventuality, you get to where you can have one in your fucking driveway that you can just go take me to the Cincinnati airport. I'm sleeping on the way.
Yeah, wake me up right before I,
And and what they'll say now is, well, you can't sleep because you have to be able to take over the car. Who the fuck's taking over the car in a Waymo?
Yeah, it's all GPS.
Yeah. So why, if I can sleep in a Waymo, why can't I sleep in my own car? Anyway, I think that's coming in the next 5 years anyway, or maybe 5 to 10. And man, how I would do that shit.
Dude, that could be here about the time that we should not be driving.
Yeah, fuck yes.
And still be able to go.
I mean, that's already coming for me, brother. I think I'm a really good driver, but then I'm like, oh what was that? That was a person. Shit. Yes. Yeah. Oh, it was a street sign. Fuck. So that shit happens to me from time to time. I don't know about you. I haven't really injured a vehicle or anyone in years. I should, man.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
But I'm 50 now. By the way, I turned 50 while
I was gone,
while you were away. Not sure how I feel about it. There's some. I don't know. I guess I have to find some solace in the fact that I am still so goddamn good looking at 50,
It's pretty impressive.
I know,
man.
it is.
Pretty impressive.
I even grew the beard out and the hair just to try to fuck it up, and it doesn't, I mean, I am going to go get a haircut and a beard trim, I think. But anyway, anything else exciting? What else have we missed?
I'll tell you one other thing that kind of popped in my head.
Okay.
I want your perspective. So you've asked me a few times about what I would spend money on, what I would waste money on.
Yeah, what do you waste money on?
And what would you not care to spend, a little high dollar, but always, whether we are on this podcast, whether we are off this podcast, we're just talking as two buddies, yours always, and if you think about this, you're going to know I'm right, always ends up, well, like a good steak.
I like steak, motherfucker.
I spent like $300. We went on a couple of these excursions, never thought anything, didn't care how much it cost. We were just willing to do it for the experience. Yep. But to me, it was funny because that's how my mind thinks. It's like, oh, I'll do this. But you're like, anywhere whenever we're traveling, oh, you're going to Miami. Oh, I got a good steak place. We're going to Lexington, got a steak place. Go to Charlotte, got a steak place.
Yep. I do. I got one in every town. Dude, if I'm there, I have rooted out the best steakhouse in that town. And I've probably tried the top 3 just to
to make sure.
Just to be sure I don't like one of the other ones.
Do you eat anything besides steak?
Not it. It's either something DoorDash will bring me or steak. That's the only 2 options. Now, I did deviate from that today. I just drove through Little Caesars and got a glorious fucking hot and ready.
Yeah.
But it was, for the first time in a long time, it was in fact hot and ready. I gave them like $12 and they handed me a pizza. And I thought they used to be $5.
Yeah. Or no, they went up to $6 or $7.
It was $12 for pizza and crazy bread. But man, I remember how good them some bitches are. I think when I had my first pet shop back in like 2007, it was next door to a Little Caesars. And I ate those son of a bitches like every day.
Oh, you can't be one of that cheap. And I mean, yeah.
And that was terribly good. But other than that, if DoorDash doesn't bring it and it doesn't, the only place I'm going out to eat is a steakhouse. Now it might be Texas Roadhouse. What the fuck is Franklin's problem?
That's what he said. He feels the same way I do about Texas Roadhouse, which is I would just soon go to hell.
He's real pissed off about something, and I don't know what.
Tell him it's Texas Roadhouse. Tell him.
You know what's funny is I do consider Texas Roadhouse to be pretty much the best steak in Ashland. Like, even there's just not a better one, really. Even if you say for the money, like that new place, Tuscan Prime, I think is what it's called anyway. It's a shit show, and it's twice as expensive as Texas Roadhouse. Now that is not Texas. I should say Texas Roadhouse is not what I consider a good steak, people. So let's not judge.
Don't be traveling in.
I'm saying it's the best steak in Ashland, Kentucky.
Yeah. See, and to me, hands down, no question, Dixie makes the best steak. She is fucking.
Oh well, you can make one at home.
Can you make one at home?
Well, fuck yes, I can.
I've never seen you around an oven.
It happens from time to time.
Or a grill, even.
Yeah, it happens from time to time. I don't grill. I do cook steaks in an oven. Well, cast iron skillet, then into the oven. But yeah, I'm not a grill person. Every time I try to cook steaks on a grill, I fuck them up.
Yeah,
burn them. Fire's too hot, I guess. Speaking of, I'm probably going to burn my house down from all the fucking heat tape and shit from all the new snakes.
All the snakes.
Yeah. I went in this dude's garage in North Carolina, and I was like, how do you heat in these? Oh, well, there's heat tape all the way around the walls. And that stuff burns a lot of people's house down. And he just had his walls basically wallpapered with the shit. And I was like, I have no idea how this house isn't on fire already. But
wow.
Man, that's all I got. I got nothing.
Seems like a good place to leave it.
Okay, fuck it. We'll do it again next week.
And just like that, another episode of Two Guys, Two Questions is in the books.
We laughed. We learned. Well, we mostly just laughed.
Yeah, and if you made it this far, congratulations. You now have random knowledge you never asked for.
You're welcome.
Don't forget to follow, subscribe, and leave a 5-star review. Or don't, but just know if you don't, we're bringing back the squeaky toys.
Oh, it's coming back either way.
Until next time, same two guys, two questions, and absolutely no idea what we're doing.
Perfect.